everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, James. Alongside, always, his name is...
I'm Andy.
We are glad you're on this journey as we all become legend of the nerds. Andy, how's the new smartphone treating you?
Oh, it's amazing.
I heard you got that thing activated now. You ready
Just
to go?
got it activated today.
Yeah?
So, playing a little Pokemon Go as we speak.
There you go.
So, a lot of different Pokemon here in the studio.
A little better than your flip phone than the old days, huh?
Well, it's not really. It wasn't really a flip phone. It reminded me of a BlackBerry. That's what I used to have.
Oh, because it had the little keypad on the front, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But before that, I had a slide phone. The
phone.
keyboard slid out. And before that, then I had a flip phone. And before that, one of those big ones with the antenna sticking out.
Oh, no.
So.
With the 80s?
Yeah, so every, decade I'm upgrading.
Well, it's good that you're trying to keep up with times in technology.
Yeah.
That's always good to do.
If you notice, my phone is actually bigger than your phone. I got a better phone.
It is. I mean, I don't need a huge phone.
No,
I
know.
It is just a one to make calls with, but it is kind of cool to know you have a mini computer in your pocket.
Exactly. I mean, the only reason I got this is the deal I got with it. So.
Yeah. And it's shiny, it's bright, it's clean.
Exactly. It's pretty.
Pretty.
Trying to keep it pretty. I'm using the little stylist here. I'm not touching the screen with my greasy fingers.
Well, hey, speaking of pretty, we have some wrestling news coming up.
Yes, not much, but
some Kevin Owens wrestling news, right?
Bit. Yes, we all saw, if you watched Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago, Kevin Owens is the new Universal Champion on Raw.
How do you feel about that title name?
I hate it. Me personally, I think just stick with WWE Champion of Raw or WWE Champion of SmackDown. They do it with the Women's Championship. They're calling it the SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
I understand we need a World Heavyweight Championship. That's fine. But saying Universal now kind of makes that bigger
the
than
only reason
World Championship.
The only reason they call it the Universal Championship when they debuted it is because when we talk about the WWE Universe, so it's the People's Championship kind of thing, the the WWE Universe Championship kind of.
That's not the actual universe that we live in, but the WWE.
But it's still tacky.
Universe.
It's just. I mean, me personally, the belt. I'd like to see them go back to the old school belts. Mm-hmm. These new ones are just kind of look like crap.
So what titles do we have now?
So we have on Monday Night Raw the Universal Championship, the Women's Championship, and the World Tag Team Championship, and the U.S. title.
Okay.
After the Cruiserweight Classic just ended, the winner of that became the new Cruiserweight Champion. They debuted that belt, so Raw will get that this Monday night.
Okay.
On SmackDown, we have the WWE Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, and the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships.
So we have the WWE Championship, but then we have the WWE Universe Championship.
It's just called the Universal Champion.
So now
Championship.
there is no world title.
Not really.
Oh, that's too bad.
I mean, we talked about this before during the draft where... which do you like? Do you like each brand having their own championship, or do you like the champion being able to go back and forth each show? Originally, I was on the bandwagon for going back and forth. Seeing each brand with their own championship, I don't mind now.
It kind of defines each show now.
Because how we were talking about with each show having their own brand of superstars, you get to see superstars you didn't normally see when both brands were together.
Right.
So each show having their own championships, you're going to get to see more of those undercard guys move up to go after this certain title instead of seeing the same big names going after the title, even though they're going back and forth each show. Mm-hmm. So I actually kind of don't mind it. Like I said, it's just the way the titles look.
I don't think you should ever get rid of the name World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's a title that's been in boxing, MMA, wrestling. It's a title that needs to be in there. You should never really strip that name and that prestige of that kind of title away from any kind of sport at this magnitude.
Well, the last time we had the WWE draft and the brand splits, we actually had the two titles. We had the WWE Championship on SmackDown, and we had the World Heavyweight title on Raw. And that used to be like from the WCW era, the World title.
Yep.
So that was actually nice. You had the World title and the WWE title. So, and those were nice titles. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. I mean, every decade or so they have to change everything up. I mean, they even changed the logo.
Right.
So,
I mean, it looks like that the wrestling area WWE is actually trying to change their from PG to something else era, right? A new era. Do you think that we'll actually see a hardcore championship come back anytime soon?
I really
Or do you think that title is going to be strictly a network title?
I want to really see the hardcore title come back. There's been glimpses of that when we saw like Jericho and Dean Ambrose in the Asylum match. But ever since that match, actually, we haven't seen any stipulation matches really. So I don't see it coming back.
I don't think any of those guys got a fine or anything from that match, did they?
No. I mean, that was...
No one got suspended for the wellness policy.
Nope.
Both guys didn't get on the injured list at all.
Nope.
I wonder why it turned down.
I don't know. It's...
In fact, I haven't seen any stipulation match in a while.
We haven't. It could...
So for all the nerds out there who
Just,
don't
I
really
don't know.
follow wrestling, a stipulation match is pretty much a ladder match, a falls count anywhere match, a 2 out of 3 fall, a John Cena's favorite match, last man standing match, the
Yes.
I Quit match. Those are all stipulation matches that need to really come back to the universe of wrestling. That's what makes wrestling interesting for me. I like seeing them get out of the realm of just a normal 1-1 match and have some fun in that ring and do other things.
Exactly.
An Iron Man match was a fun match to watch, right?
Exactly.
I mean, so many things could happen, and we've seen so many things happen, especially in Last Man Standing. The creativity that these wrestlers have. John Cena, what do you do with Batista? Tied him down to the ring post. He couldn't get up, right? I mean, that was pretty interesting to see. Didn't really have to beat him in strength, beat him in smarts.
I think we're getting away from the stipulation matches. It led to, with the whole Divas Revolution thing, where they started chanting Divas, women's wrestling and all that, not being called Divas, but Superstars. There's actually a special where they talk about getting away from those weird stipulation type matches and showcasing the actual athleticism of a wrestler. So it could be we're going towards that, and people haven't been really complaining about it yet. So
It's tough. Well, what other kind of news do we have in this?
we have in TNA, even though we don't talk about it much, but Bound for Glory is coming up, so it's pretty exciting. Some good
Bound for
matches.
Glory, their version of WrestleMania.
Yes, October 2nd. So I mean, that's looking pretty good. We're debuting some new superstars in TNA. And obviously the big thing is Gail Kim with her retirement coming up. Not retirement, Hall of Fame induction coming up at Bound for Glory, which is very exciting to see a woman
It's
of her
about
caliber.
time she gets recognized. I've always said Gail Kim was one of the most talented female wrestlers I've ever laid my eyes on. She is phenomenal at ring. She is like the Chris Jericho in the female division,
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
My biggest worry is, so she's going to have her Knockouts Championship match at Bound for Glory, and she goes into Hall of Fame there. What makes me nervous is because she is getting up there. She's, I think, 41, 42 years old.
think she's dropping it.
It makes me wonder if she's going to win it and retire on top, kind of like what Trish did.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, if that happens, that whole division is going down the crapper.
Well, the whole show's gone down. I mean, think about who the big stars are right now.
You got EC3, Bobby Lashley, Aaron Rex now, who used to be Damian Sandow.
I mean, he's still kind of new. He just had his debut match, didn't he?
Yes.
So, I mean...
That's the other thing, his debut match, he had that, but they're debuting, we talked about, I think, on the last show, the Grand Championship that they're doing, which is another thing. You call it a Grand Championship. It kind of almost seems like it's the same as the world title, just by the name.
Yeah. Just changing it up a little bit, trying to do something different, trying to get viewers back. I think the company has really gone downhill big time. It's like they just don't care anymore.
And I know you're a big fan of Billy Corgan, who's the new president there. I think he's doing one of the worst jobs I've ever seen.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a fan of his music. Smashing Pumpkins was fantastic. That was my go-to music back in the 90s, but I don't know what his credentials are for the wrestling company.
He's a huge wrestling fan. He always
We're
has
huge
been.
wrestling fans.
But he can't cut a promo and everything, and you would think a guy of his caliber could cut a promo. He can't.
Right.
So there's that. And, and I found out, too, I didn't realize this. I thought they were only doing a couple shows at the old Impact Zone, but they're there permanently now. So that's
they're
pretty
back
neat.
in Orlando?
Yeah, back at
What they need to do is
Universal
go back to Orlando. They need to get back on a national TV station,
Back on Spike
something
or
that's
something.
like more common than what they're on now. I mean,
Yeah.
they're on a travel channel right now, aren't they?
Nope, they moved to Pop.
Pop?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I never even heard of that station before.
It's one of those stations. I know they play some reruns of TV shows. They play like Big Brother After Dark, stuff like that. It's
Okay.
not a big station like it used to be.
Right.
And you are right. They need to get back on a big promoter.
I mean, at this point, with Billy Corgan behind the bar, they should just go to MTV.
The thing is, with the station they're on now, they're giving them a lot of leeway to do whatever they want. Whereas when it was on Spike, there was a lot of things you could and couldn't do because of the type of station that channel portrayed.
Yeah.
Whereas Pop, it's not a big known station. You can kind of do a lot.
Right.
And it was the same thing with the Travel Channel too. They did a lot of things that they weren't doing prior to that. It's the only thing is Travel Channel, not many people had.
The Hardy Boys are going crazy right now in that place.
Yeah, the whole Broken Hardy thing, I wasn't a fan of it before, but it's not bad now. It's starting to...
Because Matt's got that huge hair going on, right?
The best thing was TNA's doing a lot of let's film on location kind of thing, where it looks like you're actually watching TV, like a TV sitcom. So they go to the Hardy compound in Cameron, and this pond that Matt has in his backyard is like, it rejuvenates you.
It's a magical pond, pretty much.
Kind of thing. Abyss, when he came with Decay to capture Matt's little son, he
went in as like...
as Abyss, the monster Abyss.
No, I thought he went in as like the lawyer, and he came out as Monster Abyss.
No. He fell in as the monster and came out because it changes you.
Right.
So he came out the lawyer guy, his brother, as he called him, his brother.
So lame.
And then he fell back in and came back out the monster.
Okay.
The same thing happened with Matt. Not Matt. Jeff got hit in the stomach with Lucille, I think, or Janice, the bat of Abyss in the gut. So Matt dips him into the lake to heal him, and he pops out Heal Jeff Hardy with that weird title belt he used to have.
Really?
Yeah, it was so funny. And Matt's like, nope, wrong. Puts him back in. He comes back out broken Jeff Hardy. It was pretty neat though. It's kind of a little throwback. But
too much of that, not enough wrestling.
Exactly. So the last thing, Lucha Underground. I praise it all the time.
Yes, you do.
It's just amazing. It's getting better and better, and I cannot wait for this show to be a 2-hour show and a weekly show, not just the seasons. So, it's pretty...
That's it on the old wrestling doc for you?
Yeah, right now.
All right, well, switch gears. Let's talk about our one of our favorite topics, movies, TV shows, things like that. Box office heroes, Andy.
Yes.
Our favorite part of the show. Little game for you.
I did my research.
All right.
Hopefully I'll get some right here.
What do you got?
Number one, I think, is...
Number three.
Number
Let's
three?
do three.
I think number 3 is War Dogs.
Okay.
Number 2, I think, is Sully. And number 1, I think, is Snowden.
Really?
That's my guess.
Here is the weekend estimations. All right. But number 1 is true. Number 2 is true. 3, I didn't get a chance to get 3, but this is where it gets. Number 3, Bridget Jones' Baby.
I wanted to say it, but I'm like, no, I don't
Yeah.
think it probably made that much.
Ready for number 2? Blew me out of the water. Blair Witch. Number 2.
I'm surprised because it came out, I think, earlier.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the numbers were really weak for all these movies.
yeah, so now all of us,
And we got 9 million for opening.
yeah.
For Blair Witch. And number 1 is Sully with 22 million.
Dang, Snowden's not in there, and I know they've made, worldwide, they've made some good money.
Yeah, worldwide, you look. I don't even know how true this is. But it's looking at Captain America 3 for number 1, Zootopia number 2, Jungle Book 3, Finding Dory 4, Batman Superman number 5. But that's like a list of the biggest grossing this summer for movies.
And that's just this week.
Yeah,
Wow.
isn't that weird?
I really thought Snowden was going to be there
No, it was
because
4. Looks like.
I've heard a lot of people are enjoying it.
Yep.
But Sully, you said, was what, number
1
Number 1.
at 22 million.
I wanted to put Sully number 1, but I'm like, I want
It should be.
Snowden.
It's Tom Hanks. It's a based on a true story. That's gonna come in number 1. It's a given.
had a feeling Bridget Jones, but I just didn't put it.
Yeah.
Got to go with the gut from now on.
You should. All right, Andy, we're going to go to the Flareverse.
Yes.
Flareverse, start off with Arrow, Season 5. Looks going to be great. I think it's going to be a good refresh for the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have new Vigilante heroes coming on, and plus the big one, I saw the first image of Cody Rhodes going one-on-one with Green Arrow.
Yes.
You see that picture, too?
Oh, I watched the trailer part of it.
Oh,
yes.
did you? It was an awesome image.
He's not in a Stardust outfit, obviously.
Nope.
We'll see. There's been rumors maybe something with the Mirakuru
Could be.
gets to him, because when you see him, he's like discolored with some veins popping out and everything. So we could see that. I don't know. We'll see.
It's going to be a good season. I think Arrow's going to get back up there again.
Some of the things I've seen too, they showed Artemis in her outfit. Not too impressed so far. But at the time, she's not with Oliver yet. She's with the villain Prometheus.
Okay.
So, or I forgot what else they called him.
No, Prometheus is fine.
Yeah. So she hasn't really gotten probably training with Oliver to get her green hood. So we'll see how that goes. But the big thing for me is the whole talk about the whole Batman Nightwing thing in there.
Probably the whole series, or just with
Arrow.
With Arrow, yeah.
Seeing, because I mean, people have been speculating we're going to see some sort of Batman influence into Arrow.
If they did, I'm not sure what they should do. Mm-hmm. Because I love Nightwing, but that would leave. You gotta look at the storyline with Nightwing and Batman and Green Arrow. Are we talking about Green Arrow became a hero and Batman's already doing it for years?
Well, the thing too is they said if we don't see Batman, you could just get the talk about him if Nightwing does show up. And the possibility of Nightwing maybe is because the whole Felicity thing being called Watchdog, or I forgot what her name is, what her code name is, but they're kind of hinting she's Oracle.
They did, but they shut that down. Shut that down.
Yeah, but she could kind of work with Nightwing, maybe. You don't know.
She could. But I mean, if we look at this timelines of all the stuff, I mean, we could actually see Oracle come in here. Who knows where this timeline is with Batman's side? Mm-hmm. As you know, who's Oracle? Barbara Gordon, right?
Yeah.
After she gets shot by the Joker. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that means we're looking at him being on his third Robin now, Tim Drake. Right?
Could be.
And maybe Damian Wayne could be someone around the corner, but I think they're going to save Damian Wayne for the big movies, I think.
I know a lot of the producers, they've also stated people want to kind of maybe hint that Batman thing into the Flareverse somewhere in CW.
And they could with Flash.
The thing is, they've stated that they don't want to really maybe put Batman in yet because of the whole movie situations thing. The whole thing is they don't want to get involved with people trying to put the two universes together. Mm-hmm. Granted, there's a Flash now for both.
Yeah.
But they kind of want to stick away with all the movies coming out right now, stick with their core that they have, even though, like I said, they have a Flash and now we're introducing Superman. But it's still, people know in the back of their head, they're thinking if you introduce Batman and maybe Nightwing with that movie coming out in the next couple of years. Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't mind it because to you and me, who are passionate about this and hardcore about this, we know what comes out of the TV show isn't anything to do with the movies.
Yeah.
It should, but it doesn't. To me, it's two different universes.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Me personally, if I were to see Batman show up on CW somewheres, it should be in The Flash. Because in Earth 2 episodes, there's a phone with speed dial numbers on it with all these names, and one of them is Bruce.
Yeah.
That's where you should show up with Batman.
Yep. I mean, like, how much do you want to shut down Arrow and bring Flash to the top? I mean, Flash is a great show, but we all start off watching Arrow. Kind of Arrow's taking that downward fall, and I don't know why they're doing that.
To me, it's not taking a huge downward fall.
No?
I really enjoy it.
You said yourself that your favorite show is Flash over Arrow.
It is.
It'll always be Arrow. I love that show.
But with me, if Arrow wants to get back up there, I think you need to bring back some other villains. Like each season, we get someone new. Whereas with Flash, you have Reverse Flash there a bunch of times in the other seasons. bring back Slade Wilson.
Slade Wilson. Ra's al Ghul is a cool villain you do too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they should have made him last longer. You know, they should have been like not focus the entire season on Ra's, but have him all over the place.
Well,
you know?
the thing with that is where in Legends of Tomorrow, when they go back into the 50s, and Sarah goes back to the League of Assassins back then, before she's even born, it's even mentioned because you have his daughter who's in Arrow and stuff. I forgot her name. But then you also have, which we haven't seen, is Talia.
Yeah.
But she is referenced in that episode.
She is.
That's, if we're going to bring back the League of Assassins, that's who I want to see. And then, if Batman gets involved in Arrow, that's how you can tie it in.
Mm-hmm.
And tie in Damian Wayne. So.
I mean, at 5 seasons so far, 5th season hit with Arrow, do you think we're going to see Sportsmaster come up and make a huge impact in the Flareverse? I think they should. Especially with Artemis showing up.
With you introducing Artemis, yes, but...
I mean, Sportsmaster is such a cool villain. They could do a lot with him. And they don't have to be a main villain. He could just be there.
It would be pretty neat if they intertwine the whole Young Justice thing into the Flareverse. Because, because you're introducing now Kid Flash. You're introducing Artemis. I mean, you're starting to introduce... oh no, Zatanna we haven't seen yet.
You know, and what's going to happen is that they need to... If they're thinking about going the Batman route with the Flareverse, they really need to tread lightly. Because Batman is that main character. That timeline revolves around the entire DC universe. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to introduce Batman, what Robin are we on for this? Mm-hmm. Because if you do Nightwing, then you're probably going to have, Jason Todd can go crazy. He could be a villain, eventually. Because Jason Todd dies, all we know. Because he's the second Robin. And then we're going to have Timothy Drake as a third Robin. And that would lead us to Batgirl. So where are they going to do with... Because Superman is now being introduced as well. And Superman's timeline with Supergirl timeline attached with the Flareverse now? Is that what they're going to do?
Yeah. I mean, you got to realize, too, with the whole Supergirl show, remember, it's a different Earth.
Right.
So they might not have... Because they don't have an Arrow. They don't have a Flash on that Earth. They probably don't have a Batman.
What are they going to do?
So, I mean, that's like Earth 3 that he went to with hers.
I wonder if they're going to eventually crash the Earths together.
I don't know.
Maybe Supergirl gets stuck in Earth 1? I don't know.
Because we do know Barry can bring people back and forth.
It's going to be interesting to see how they intertwine that stuff. It's going to be interesting. You know what else will be interesting? Going to the next place? S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coming back this week. Mm-hmm. They're going to do Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider.
They actually showed a new trailer with Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Taking a vengeance on people. So.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's a good idea? Bad step? Good step? With your knowledge of this and with the movies and the entire universe of the MCU.
We made a mention to this during our San Diego Comic-Con episode. They had to do something. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great show. It's amazing. But they had to do something with the cancellation of the Inhumans movie.
Yes.
Because that's where the show was heading in the last 2 seasons, introducing the Inhumans. So with that being canceled, they had to do something different. They had to pull in another Marvel character to intertwine. And I don't know how far you got. I don't think you've even seen the last season of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet.
I haven't seen season 3 yet, I don't think.
So, I mean, it's hard for me to talk about it unless you want a spoiler.
If you need to talk about it, do some bullet points on it. Don't
Hydra goes down. They defeat Hydra. Hydra is now done. There's no Hydra.
I've seen that.
There's no Hydra.
I think I've seen that.
So what are you going to do now with S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Right.
You have to introduce something else. And looking at the trailer to this, it seems like Ghost Rider probably is... We don't see him as a villain, but he is a villain in the show.
He's a vigilante. I mean,
Yes.
That's what he does. Now, from what I've read, they're doing this Ghost Rider thing in the small screen to beat the big screen of Doctor Strange coming out.
Okay.
Because they want to do almost supernatural stuff with the small screen to get you guys ready for this Doctor Strange movie, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Now, Doctor Strange, I've read, that's the movie that's going to tie in the movies to the TV shows. So I've heard some cameos are going to be put in to Doctor Strange, like Luke Cage.
And that's where Marvel's just so much better than DC. Look at Marvel's taking their movies and their TV shows and intertwining them.
It's only rumor. It's what I've read. I'm not sure how.
Well, they've already done it, though.
It's going to be.
They've already done it, though, with S.H.I.E.L.D., with the Thor, the Dark World. They did that. And some Thor, Sif has come over to help out Coulson and stuff.
Yep.
They're doing it perfectly.
Yeah.
You don't have to have characters in there for long periods of time. You're just doing little cameo roles.
You don't. You absolutely don't. It just... They want the show to be darker, which is great. Mm-hmm. They're going to do that before Doctor Strange hits. Because when Doctor Strange hits the theater, it's going to be a dark movie. You know? And they want to keep it up with its small screen to keep your interest.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great idea. There's nothing wrong with that. But for the S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4...
yes, Season 4.
You feeling good about it?
I'm feeling amazing.
Feeling good about it?
I'm wicked excited.
Yeah. I think it's going to be cool.
Ghost Rider appears in Episode 1. Starts right off.
Starting off the bat, huh?
Right off.
I think that's a good call for them.
Mm-hmm.
Just get it out of the way, get it going. Let's do it.
Yep.
Anything else about S.H.I.E.L.D. you want to talk about?
Nothing about S.H.I.E.L.D. Just really quick, I was going to mention in Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
It's been confirmed we will see Arrow and Flash in there. Don't know where in the timeline. We've seen...
I heard it's going to be Old Man Green Arrow again.
Really, with the missing arm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
And people said if it's Flash in the future, this nice shiny red suit, like wicked futuristic.
Oh,
they're
that's
hoping
awesome.
for that. And we're also going to get the debut of the Legion of Doom in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yep.
Which we keep saying we're hashtagging bring back Captain Cold. He's coming back. He is part of the Legion of Tomorrow. Not Legion, the Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Tomorrow.
Yeah. The Legion of Doom will consist of Reverse Flash, Captain Cold, Damien Dark, and Malcolm Merlin.
Okay.
So that is your Legion of Doom.
Fantastic. That should be a fun season.
Mm-hmm. And even Sarah goes after Damien Dark in the past, too, to get vengeance for Sarah. For Laurel, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see that. So it's pretty neat that Damien Dark dies in Arrow, but he's going to be one of those cast members for Legends of Tomorrow.
And that's the thing about the Legends of Tomorrow. You can do that now.
Mm-hmm.
Any villains that die, you can just bring them back easy.
Well, yeah, because remember, in the past, Damien Dark was like Vandal Savage.
Yeah.
He can be immortal.
Yep.
So.
It's good stuff. What's next? Let's quickly go over Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Got the new buddy system up and going.
All right.
You're playing it now.
Yes.
Who's your buddy?
Charmander.
Charmander's your buddy.
Because my buddy.
Why wouldn't it be?
My favorite's Charizard, so I got to get him up there.
You gotta get him up there.
The quickest way I can get him to evolve.
Yeah, unless you go out there and find him.
Yeah, but
that's a tough find.
Though it is hard. It is hard, but like I've told you, I caught a Rhydon earlier this week, which was great. And just a couple days ago, I caught Tauros too. You couldn't find him for a while. I got him.
I'm still hunting.
He's one of my favorites. But just a couple days ago, just down the road from me, a Pidgeot and a Dragonite both popped up. I didn't get them, but
they popped up. So
hey,
they're gonna pop up again somewhere.
Exactly. So you never know.
My buddy, I'm going to Cubone, man.
There's a shocker.
Got a Cubone. Found 2 candy from him so far, so he's growing up slowly, but we're gonna get him up there and fight some gyms after.
Yep.
So I've read some couple new movies in the works. Not filmed, still in pre-production, working on it. Tom Cruise got the okay. Deal started to do a production on Mission Impossible 6, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the Mission Impossible movies. Let's keep it going. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, right?
No.
Never saw it. Talk about Mad Max Fury Road. They're thinking about doing a prequel. I don't know why.
I guess it's the only reason is just to describe how the apocalypse happened.
You know, it's a weak franchise when the next movie that comes out, they want to do a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, wait, we didn't explain that in the first movie? We probably should have done that.
We didn't explain
Yeah, let's make a prequel. That'd be fun.
We didn't explain it in all the Mad Max movies.
You know, so it's just, it's a flop, man. I don't know why they're doing it. I have no idea why we're doing it. Anyways, Andy, I think we're about middle of the show now.
Yeah, real quick, though, I did want to say something.
Yep.
Being the fact you're talking about these debut movies.
Yeah.
There's a debut new show coming out, actually tonight.
Okay.
Do you know a man named, I don't know, Kevin James?
No.
He is actually coming back out with his new television show. He's back in the sitcom business. It's called Kevin Can't Wait. This show looks hilarious, and I cannot wait to watch it tonight.
Let me guess. CBS picked it up.
CBS or ABC, one of them.
Of course they did.
So, can't wait for that. And then I've told you about Kevin Smith's spin-off show to Comic Book Men, Geeking Out.
Yep.
Watched last night's episode, and I'm very excited for this. They talked to, I forgot the guy who started Image Comics, but he's the creator of Spawn. Mm-hmm. And he told us that a new Spawn movie is in the makes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So,
did you watch the original Spawn movie
yes,
back in the 90s?
Yes. So it's not going to be a sequel, he said, to this. It's going to be just another, just starting over kind of thing. This Spawn, it's not going to be like a guy in a leather jumpsuit kind of thing, a leather suit and all that stuff. This is going to be very dark.
Doing a CGI suit, aren't they?
Kind of, but he's showing some pictures from in the comics, and wow. If they turn out to be like the pics in the comics, I mean, this is like ghost-type, demon, wicked. And he said it's not.
Well,
gonna be
you know what the most important part of that costume is going to be? That people are going to be.
the face.
No. The cape. That cape is what makes Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
That cape is so important to him.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what people are going to nitpick about the most.
They kind of know who is playing Spawn, but he wasn't going to give any. They're not giving any
come
hints.
on.
They are holding back. He said it's a big name, and this guy is like really excited to. He hasn't gotten the job yet, but he probably will, and he's excited to do it.
It's Wesley Snipes, isn't it?
I don't know. But yeah, so it's supposed to be this dark kind of thing. He said it's not going to be like the PG-13 version back in the 90s. This is rated R, and it is going to be. So.
Let's talk about that casting, because it's interesting. They're redoing Spawn. Spawn is always played by a black guy. Are they going that route again?
I don't know. I thought The Rock.
Are we The Rock? Really? Come on.
Well,
no.
if you want one of the biggest guys in the company in the world to play your.
Rock's already got a superhero. He's playing Shazam because he turned up on Lobo.
Playing Black Adam. It's not
big
playing Shazam.
Big mistake. He should have played Lobo. He would have been awesome.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, when you finally get to watch Geeking Out, you should watch these episodes because it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn a lot.
I wonder if it's a YouTube page, too.
Might be.
It might be, because Kevin Smith does a lot of YouTube shows.
Well, I think you can watch it on the station's website, too.
Oh, okay.
Because, I can watch Walking Dead
episodes.
episodes.
Was it AMC?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I can watch, Walking Dead episodes after, a day or two.
Oh,
So
okay.
you might be able to do it with
Right
that
on.
show. I'm not sure. But it's pretty good. You like Comic Book Men, you'll like Geeking Out.
Yeah, I like comic book.
So, well, okay, that's it for me. Let's move on to the main event.
Main event. Today we are going to be covering two movies actually already came out.
Yes.
We're going to be covering Star Trek Beyond, and we're also going to be doing the Suicide Squad movie. Suicide Squad movie.
There you go. Say that 5 times fast.
I'd rather not, Andy.
So,
Let's start off with Star Trek Beyond.
Yep.
Your thoughts? Good points, bad points?
Out of all 3 Star Trek movies, I actually enjoyed this one the most. For me, it goes in order from best to worst. Goes 3, 1, 2. And what I've heard is a lot of people like 1 and 3 more than 2. And if you look, 1 and 3 don't have characters from the original Star Trek TV series. They're made up characters. 2 did with Ka.
The made up characters?
Well, I mean, they're not characters from the series.
They're all made up, right?
Well, you know what I mean. Ka was from the series, was from the TV show and the original movies.
Khan was an awesome villain. Here's my aspect of all 3 of these movies that came out. I love them all equally. They're all amazing. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with these movies.
Yeah, and
the way they did them was perfect.
They actually, it's been confirmed too. They are doing the 4th.
Fantastic.
So.
J.J. Abrams running that?
I believe so is what I read. So.
And then J.J. needs to keep on top of that. Mm-hmm. That and Star Wars. That man's busy, huh?
Oh, definitely. If you watch Geeking Out, he talks about Star Wars too.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
So.
So what's your favorite part about Beyond?
Let me get my my notes here.
Notes, all right.
Favorite part for me is the whole thing about crash landing on this planet. What we've seen a lot from Star Trek 1 and 2 it all evolves around the Enterprise. They're out in space. This movie, you're not in space. You may be in space 10% of the movie. The rest is all on this planet in the nebula system, which is why they call it beyond, because it's beyond all the communications. No one can talk to Yorktown is where the base was. And special effects in this, amazing. Like at the end where they're saving the crew from Crawl. And you got Kirk on the motorcycle, but it's like holograms. It kind of reminds me of Pokemon using Double Team.
Yeah.
And there's just everywhere. That was pretty neat. So special effects and definitely the whole actually being on a planet instead of just in space.
Most Star Trek movies should be like that. You know, I know Star Trek Generations did a few movies based on, you know, the ship itself and a planet. But I enjoy movies that do explore a planet more.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this movie the most. The best part I like about it was the twist of the villain being part of Starfleet. You know, that was a cool twist.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like it recently just happened. I mean, his fleet was lost a century ago. That's 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Yep. I liked also that Scotty had a lot more to do in this movie than normal.
Yes.
You know, Scotty is a cool character, played by Simon Pegg, which is honestly a fantastic actor, isn't he? He can do any kind of role at this point in his life. He used to be known just for comedy roles with him and Nick Frost, but I've seen him in some indie movies where he played a sniper, an assassin. He does a great job. And actually, I remember right, Simon Pegg helped write this movie too.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So he had a lot to do with the Star Trek movies. So I'm hoping he'll keep on that track and continue making good Star Trek movies. What else in your notes for Star Trek?
Well, I mean, for me, we're talking about what we liked in the movie. If you want to go through exactly my whole page is Cliff Notes. So if someone hasn't seen it, we're giving like a review.
Oh, so you want to let's destroy the movie now. Let's go.
Hey, if you haven't seen
Opening
it,
credits, let's do it.
This is the reason why we waited for this show. We saw this and Suicide Squad at the drive-in at the same time over a month ago when they first came out. We do our review shows about a month later.
All right.
If you haven't seen it within a month, that's your own fault.
I saw it.
Warning, cross the screen there for anybody.
Ooh.
This is spoilers.
We should have a spoiler just splash up the screen right now.
Exactly. We did that for Civil War. But no, I mean, so it says it's 3 years into their 5-year mission. At the end of the Star Trek 2, they go on their 5-year mission. Anyone who's a big Star Trek fan, the originals, it even says this is our 5-year mission, blah, 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 blah. Enterprise now has to stop at a star base called Yorktown to get resupplied.
Yep.
And kind of a little R&R. You're out in space for 3 years. You kind of need to take a break, so that people see their family and all that. Where we left our
take your time away from space, in space.
Yeah, sure. But Yorktown is more like Earth inside a dome.
Station.
Yeah, but it's like Earth inside a dome basically because it's so big.
It really is.
But we left our heroes, as you might like to say. Kirk is now trying to get a promotion at Yorktown. He doesn't want to be the captain of Enterprise anymore. Recommends that Spock take over. Not a bad choice. Spock and Uhura are no longer dating.
They're fighting.
Yeah. Sulu, you meet his family.
Here's the part. I'm glad you brought this up. When this movie came out,
the big
people
fight about it?
had a knip about this. You know? Spoiler. In the movie, Sulu is gay.
Yeah.
Who cares? Why does that matter? It doesn't stop the storyline. It doesn't change the storyline. It does nothing.
You literally see it for 2 seconds.
Yeah. It means nothing. And people are just going crazy about
The
this.
whole point is, this actually wasn't, I don't even think, in the script, but they put it in because George Takei, in his real life, is gay. So they thought, okay, well, because he's gay in real life, that Sulu should be.
You want to hear about this? Did you hear what happened to George Kai?
No.
He hated it.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew about
Hated
that.
that they made Sulu gay.
Yeah, because it's stupid.
Oh, it's...
What you do with your own personal
doesn't
life doesn't evolve around the movie.
No, it changes nothing about the storyline or anything, and people are just losing their minds.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So Scotty, he just stays on the ship. He likes working on that. So we got that.
That's his baby.
And then you learn Spock finds out that Ambassador Spock, Leonard Nimoy, has died, obviously, because he passed away before the movie. So they had to figure out how to kill him off. So now Spock wants to go back to New Vulcan and become the ambassador.
Yes.
So they load up on their supplies and get an emergency signal from this pod that hits Yorktown, and it's this, forgot her name, but she says that her fleet has been attacked, she needs help, da-da-da-da. Enterprise goes out to help her, come to find out it's an ambush. She has ambushed them. She is one of Kaw's spies, or Krall's spies. And they destroy. The sad part is they destroy the Enterprise. I mean, these little ships that Krall sends out literally rip through the entire base.
Yeah.
It's sad. Beautiful ship destroyed. Krall's looking for a device that is in Kirk's possession. That becomes a bioweapon. Everyone tries to evacuate. Krall captures some people, and that's where we land on the planet. The ship crashes, and
Here's what I love. They always destroy the Enterprise. I love how they just kept that momentum going. Mm-hmm. Just destroy the Enterprise.
yeah, but they really don't really destroy it as bad as they did in this one, because at the end of the movie, you see all the Starfleet crew watching the new ship get built.
Yep.
And this is the first time this ship literally is ripped into a million pieces. The only big piece that gets left is the actual deck, basically, where all the main crew are in the ship.
Right.
But they land on this planet, and that's where you get all these different side stories that are pretty neat. You got Spock and McCoy together. You got Scotty finds this new...
The female.
Yeah, the female, I forget her name. And then you got Chekhov and Kirk working together, and that's where they all meet and try to save everybody. But you learn Krall's special ability, where the reason he's been able to live for so long is he can suck the life out of everybody, and he becomes young. He gets the device from Kirk, the bioweapon, and he wants to destroy Starfleet. He wants to destroy Yorktown with it. Goes off. All the people on Starfleet go after him. That's where you learn the exciting part, where Krall is actually, the name of the guy is Balthazar Edison.
Balthazar.
Which is the commander of the Franklin, the USS Franklin.
Yep.
He crash landed on that planet, and to survive, he used that planet's technology to become Krall. He killed his own Starfleet.
Yep.
And that's what kind of started making him go nuts, because then Starfleet changes to this thing, this group that he doesn't like anymore, because he's an old army guy. Well, yeah, because it's been 100 years, so everything's different. So you see his new disguise, which is back to Balthazar, goes to try to let off the bioweapon inside Yorktown to destroy Starfleet and the Federation. Kirk gets into this little battle with him.
Man, you remember this movie. Whew.
I do. I tried to.
I didn't remember it that well.
I got a good memory on movies.
Because honestly, I mean, back when we were not. We watched Star Trek first, and then Suicide Squad.
No, we did Suicide Squad, then Star Trek.
Did we really?
Yes. Star Trek was...
I remember Suicide Squad a lot better than Star Trek.
Because I remember we got there early, and that's where we were complaining about all the little kids watching Suicide Squad.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And you tried to do Pokemon Go, but you couldn't find anything there. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kirk gets his little battle going on, and to stop this bioweapon from going off, he hits a button to open up a door, and Krall, the bioweapon, and Kirk get sucked out into space.
Sucked out into space.
Thank God, Bones, McCoy, and Spock know how to fly this little tiny ship, and they save Kirk right at the last minute.
Yeah. This movie was interesting. It was good, you know. I liked them all equally.
I mean, the ending's great, too, because you learn Kirk decides he wants to remain with Starfleet. And, and Spock decides, I'll stay with you guys. I won't go to Vulcan. And him and Uhura make up and are dating again. Yay! So.
Fantastic, Andy.
What little babies they'll make.
Ugh.
They resume their 5-year mission. There we go. So. That is the Cliff Notes of Beyond.
Cliff Notes of Beyond.
Beyond. Tried to do it quickly.
How many stars would you give this thing? Out of 5?
Out of 5, I give it 4.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep. So
I'm with you.
It's getting pretty good.
I definitely want to see it when it's just I'm watching that movie alone, you know? Because then I'll have a better aspect of the movie, because I don't have any other movies that I'm like, oh, I just watched this one. It was awesome, you know? That's what having big movies like this come out. If you watch them back to back, you don't remember that well, because you're still running over the last movie you just watched.
Yeah. They said, too, for the fourth film, the entire cast and crew are coming back. So we have everybody. And they will not recast the character of Chekhov. So they'll probably just explain something, whether he stayed or if he died. So,
I don't know what they're gonna do there.
My big thing is, why haven't we seen Shatner in any of these movies yet?
Shatner, what I remember, is really bitter towards Star Trek fans.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't go to conventions anymore.
This is why we need to go
down. He stays away from the Star Trek world right now.
Next month, he's going to be in Barrie in October. Okay. We need to go down there and get the facts straight.
We should.
We
should.
Yeah, because, Leonard Nimoy, I thought they did a great job doing old Spock for him.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't you do maybe an old Kirk or something? And I've heard,
too... if I remember right, they actually killed Kirk off in a movie. Star Trek Generations, actually, I think they killed him off.
The big thing, too, is they said, the hint is, Chris Hemsworth is coming back for the fourth movie, because he played
Kirk
Stat in the first one, so he'll be back for the fourth.
Well, he was in the third one, too, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. I don't remember it. I don't remember him, but... So there's that, and then my big thing is, in 3 movies, we haven't seen Klingons yet. I want to see a Klingon.
Klingon wasn't really huge in the original Star Trek series.
Okay.
They were in 2 of the movies. The Undiscovered Country and Search for Spock.
Okay.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd actually played a Klingon back then, which he did a really good job. You know, Christopher Lloyd's work, he played Doc Brown in Back to the Future. Yeah, so him dressed up as a Klingon, he did a real good job.
I've told you, I have family that lives down in Weston, Vermont, and his brother lives down there, and Christopher Lloyd actually comes to Western Vermont and usually spends his summers here.
Oh, right on.
They have a playhouse where he directs and stars in some of the plays there.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've told my cousin-in-law, basically.
Cousin-in-law?
Well, I have my cousin who married this guy.
He's your second cousin.
Yes. So, but he's like, yeah, I should go and try to get... Next time I see him, tell him that he needs to do an interview with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have Christopher Lloyd on the show.
I'm like, damn straight you do.
That guy's awesome.
So, really quick, before we go to Suicide Squad here.
Yes.
Do you see anything that you want to see or you think you might see in Star Trek 4? Like with me saying the whole Klingon things or William Shatner. Anything you've been wanting to see or you think you're going to see?
I want to see more Romulans. That's what I want to see. The Romulans always stir up a lot of trouble for the Starfleet, you know?
Yep.
So I think we're going to see something like that. I wouldn't mind exploring more of the, like, Deep Space Nine space station. That'd be kind of cool if they go there, too. You know, but that's more of a Generations kind of type thing. But they really could do a lot of Klingon stuff. I mean, Michael Dorff is still... He could still play Worf, easy. Well, they could bring him back.
Do you feel like the movies are going to start to jump over to the other Star Trek TV series kind of thing and replace Kirk and Spock and stuff like that?
I mean, back in the day, they kind of did anyways, because in Undiscovered Country, Michael Dorn was in that movie as Worf. As Worf's dad, actually. He played his father, and he played Worf in the Generations. So they could easily do that.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, I think they might do that. That'd be fun to do. Recasting Picard and stuff. Oh, he might want to take that part back.
Let's see.
Yeah, so we'll probably see a lot more cameos from the old Star Trek days.
Yep. Cool.
That it for your Star Trek?
That's it for Star Trek for me.
Suicide Squad's next, guys. This movie had a lot of great parts. It also had a lot of annoying parts, you know. But first, let's congratulate the cast of Suicide Squad. They've actually grossed more in the box office than Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's I'm not sure. I think it's a pretty big accomplishment, you know. Because Winter Soldier was a huge movie. You know, Suicide Squad beat them in the box office.
I mean, Winter Soldier, they were comparing it almost to Avengers.
Yeah.
So.
So, I mean, they beat Winter Soldier. So, congratulations to the cast of Suicide Squad for that accomplishment. Good parts, Andy, for this movie. The cast.
Oh, that's my
Great
number one.
job with the cast. Start with Will Smith. Great job as Deadshot. He took it. He took the part. He ran with it. And then, but Mark Robbie did a great job as Harley Quinn, especially for being the first time you get to see Harley Quinn live on a big screen. She's the first person that's done this, and she took the part in her own way, made it her own. I think she nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't agree with you more. The cast, even, I mean, the smaller roles. Rick Flag was great. Captain Boomerang, great.
Well, Captain Boomerang we've seen in Flash movie or show, so it's split into 2 different parts. I'm not sure how I feel about the Captain Boomerang in the Suicide Squad movie over the Captain Boomerang in the Flash episode.
I actually prefer it in Suicide Squad.
Did you?
Yes.
I enjoyed it more in the Flash because he's more the Boomerang. He's more.
Yeah. I think it's because he's more cocky in the TV in the movie. I mean, he gets Slipknot to get himself killed, basically.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Captain Boomerang's good with promos almost. He's good convincing people to do something he wants them to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amanda Waller.
I didn't mind it.
We've seen her many times. Live action, cartoon, animated.
Yeah, I didn't mind her. My biggest thing for characters was Jay Leto. Did not care for his Joker.
Not feeling the Joker, huh?
The only thing I liked about it was the look of Joker. Jay Leto is a small guy, thin guy. When I think of Joker, I think this stick figure kind of guy. Not Heath Ledger played the character well, sadistic well, but he was too big, I think, for Joker. Whereas Jokers we've seen in the past, like Jack Nicklaus, or
He was kind of big too.
yeah, but I could see it.
I mean, are you comparing the Joker you've seen in the animated shows?
Yeah, when I see animations and even in comics, you see Joker, he's more slender. That's how I portray Joker. So Jared Leto had the look. I just didn't think he played the role right. And I think it's hard because I really believe Heath Ledger played the Joker the best. He was, when you think Joker, I think very sadistic. And he played that well. Whereas Jared Leto was just kind of comedy, kind of more
Right.
Joker. But he had the look.
He did have the look. I mean, he did real crazy stuff. So I mean, I think that's fine. I didn't really have a too big of an issue with his style and stuff. I guess I'd rather see a Joker with more hair. I didn't really feel the baldness
Buzz
kind of.
cut, kinda?
Yeah, I didn't really like that. I didn't like the teeth. I thought the teeth looked ridiculous.
Gold teeth, yeah.
You
The
know,
gold
that
grill.
looked really dumb. The tattoos, I didn't understand the tattoos. Why we had to do that. His look was great. His acting is great. He showed that he was crazy. But I didn't like the hair and the teeth and all that stuff. It just, he's not a gangster, you know? He's not a gangster. He doesn't need these like gold teeth.
My favorite thing with the characters is the backstories that they showed. You don't just get, oh, here we are in Belle Reve prison, and we're recruiting you for Task Force X, which is Suicide Squad. You get to see each one in their little backstories and then get captured by their superheroes. So you had Batman go after...
Let's talk about that. Do you think they kind of dropped the ball with that? With Batman taking down Deadshot?
No.
No?
I enjoyed
Do you
it.
understand where they were?
They were in Gotham at where
In an alley.
where Bruce's parents got shot.
In an alley, taking down Deadshot in front of their child. That kind of traumatizing, wouldn't it? I mean, Bruce went through it, and here he is doing the same exact thing.
Notice it's the same alleyway, though, too, where Bruce's parents got shot.
I don't think that's Crime Alley.
Because they were next to the theater, I remember. That's why I kind of put 2 and 2 together.
I don't think it's Crime Alley. It might have been. It might have been.
But do you understand what I'm getting at? Where it was nice. You don't just see, oh, here we are in the prison. You see the backstory, and you see each one get captured. You saw Flash take down Boomerang.
Yeah.
I mean, you see even Harley Quinn being the psychiatrist first to Joker, and Joker changing her to Harley,
That was awesome.
dropping her into the vat.
That was awesome.
Into the vat where he became Joker, dyeing the skin and everything. And her look for Harley with the ponytails and everything, amazing.
Yeah.
I think she had the bat, she had the mallet.
I'm glad we got to see her in the one suit. I'm glad they not keep her in that one suit. I think that would have just been ridiculous. Honestly, I think her look in the whole movie is fine. Had a quick glimpse of her in the one suit, like jester outfit. Quick glimpse, perfect. Let's not keep it that way though.
Did you just notice too at Comic-Con, getting off topic here real quick, that was the look we saw a lot of females portray at Comic-Con this year. Was that exact look. That tells you how big that character is in the women's saga of superheroes and supervillains. How big she's become.
Well, I think Harley's always pretty big, you know?
Well, it was Supergirl just a year ago. Now it's Harley. Or Black Widow a year ago, too.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But getting on back on, one of the big things I know you were saying that you hated in this movie was it seemed like
Well, do you have any other good things you want to say about this movie? Because then the trash talking starts.
Yeah, I mean, I like I liked it, but I feel like I have more bad things, I guess, to say than good, but they're nitpicks. So it's not like I want to bash the movie so hard. It literally is just little nitpicks where it's like I didn't understand it a little bit. The best thing out of it was the cast.
Okay.
The cast made this movie.
Yeah.
The storyline was eh.
I think what we can take out of this movie is the fact that there's going to be the Batman movie, which is going to be great, and a Harley Quinn solo movie, which is going to be great. I think that's what we get out of this movie the most.
You don't think there should be a Deadshot solo movie then?
No.
So people are saying then, you're saying that she did better than Will Smith. If she deserves her own movie.
I'm saying that there's more of a history and much better of a movie can be made with Harley Quinn and a Joker movie than it is with a Deadshot movie.
It sets up because at the end, you see him break into Bellevue to go and get her.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That we can see that better.
Okay. Or I could just see those two being a villain in the Batman movie.
Well, I don't know. If we have time, let's talk about this Batman movie and this Harley Quinn movie after.
Okay.
If we have time. Because I have a lot I want to say about that too. Bad stuff. What do you think?
Bad stuff, the beginning, because I thought we were still watching a trailer. Remember, I'm like, are we watching a trailer to the movie we're actually watching?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was weird. And I hate the whole Enchantress villain thing. Made no sense to me.
Ooh, I'm glad you hit that because that was my number one. The villain.
Really?
Hated it.
Over what I think is your number one?
Here's why. They could have made it better if they took more time on the movie. I mean, how long was this movie? Not even 2 hours, was it?
Hour and 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah. And they did not set up at all. What was the purpose of the villains? Yeah, okay, I get it. Mankind, you know.
Well, the thing is,
did them wrong, but it's like, okay,
Enchantress to me really isn't that big of isn't a villain. I didn't even know who she was until I researched her.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing. They could have done so much more. Instead of doing an Enchantress villain, what they should have done was Hugo Strange.
Yes.
If they put Hugo Strange as a villain in the Suicide Squad movie, it would turn upside down. That would have made so much more sense.
Yeah.
Second thing, this is a movie, not a music video.
That's what I thought was your number one.
That's my second thing. It's a movie, not a music video. I get it. 80s music is fantastic. But when you have more music than dialogue in the movie, it's going to back it up a little bit. Let's sell it with the acting and not the music.
There was a lot of music. I've heard people complain about that. So, I did like, though, in those music scenes, though, too, like Deadshot going nuts on all the Enchantress's demons, shooting all of them. That was where it was neat having the background music.
I don't mind
background. In the fight scenes.
I don't mind background, funny music and stuff and all, but I mean, I said it before, and then another social media outlet quoted me almost. it is not a musical. It's a live action movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's do that. Not put all the music in.
Yeah, because
You don't need that.
I told you they talked
Yeah.
about that on Geeking Out.
Yeah.
For me, one of my big things though, besides the opening credits and Enchantress, was Killer Croc. When I think Killer Croc, I think there's almost like what they should have taken from the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, where the turtles are like 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they should have done with Killer Croc.
Yeah.
He's like the same height as Deadshot. Yeah, he was built and stuff, and he had the crocodile face. But when I think Killer Croc, I think this like 10-foot guy who's huge.
You know, I saw Killer Croc and the lizard from Spider-Man being the same thing. It was exactly the same. It was the exact same thing. It was the exact same thing. It was terrible. It was terribly done.
Anything you really did like though, besides the whole acting thing? Any scenes that?
I think the amount of Batman we saw in the movie was perfect. I thought that was amazing. You know,
Yeah,
Batman here, Batman there, a little bit, not too much, not overkill.
Did you not mind the Flash cameo?
Oh,
Catching Boomerang?
I thought it was terrible. I hate the Flash. I think they totally killed the Flash by not having Grant Gustin be the Flash in this movie.
So I could put you on the bandwagon for saying Ben Affleck Batman you're good with?
I'm great with it. Yeah,
That's good.
I'm great with it.
One of my fight scenes I really enjoyed here, getting to the end, was El Diablo. Finally seeing him actually stand up and
Yeah.
going head to head with Enchantress's brother.
Yep.
Granted, he dies. Spoiler. But yeah, I see that in a lot of. That's the thing. DC kills a lot of people off. Marvel, we'll just throw you in jail.
Yeah.
But the DC movies, what we have seen, are much darker.
But DC should be darker anyways.
Yeah. Plus, it's not owned by Disney, so.
Yeah. That helps.
So yeah.
That helps.
But me, I'd give Suicide Squad a 3.
A 3?
A 3.
Yeah. I think there's a lot they should have done. The movie felt way too rushed. They were forcing me to hate these villains that I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
If they put Hugo Strange in there and did like an Arkham Knights kind of thing, the movie made way more sense.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of it for me was nitpicking. It wasn't big things.
Yeah.
And I think that was it for you too.
And I will say this, it was a lot better than Batman vs. Superman.
We keep saying it's getting better and better, and I'm excited for Wonder Woman. Kind of excited for. I'm still on the bandwagon for kind of excited for Justice League. So, but that's for another day.
That's for another day.
So we're running out of time. So another day.
Yes. We didn't get to go through the movie like we did Star Trek, but we got the gist of it. I mean, everyone saw this movie anyway, so we don't need to.
If you haven't seen it, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Andy, close out, bud. We're done.
So it's the end of the show. Thanks for watching. As always, watch us again on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Legends of the Nerds. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at KrillinMan. We don't have anything planned for the next show yet, so I can't give you a spoiler. But we're hoping to do something big.
I'm writing. I'll get it done.
I've been trying to get a lot of them written down for the future, but
You've done well. I'll take the helm for a little bit.
we're getting there.
I got some good ideas.
If you did watch our Comic-Con episode a couple weeks ago, we will be posting that on our Facebook and YouTube's pages. I can't wait to rewatch that. That'll be fun.
You know, actually, time this episode airs, it will be on our YouTube page.
Exactly. So, thank you for watching again, and always stay nerdy.